Today from Lake Hickory we have Roy Lucas and Jeff Kahn, and from Newton Conover, Beth Fox.
Thank you, Mark. Do we have any guests of Rotarians in the room? Jeffrey?
President Mark, I want to introduce again Charlie Reeves, who's been visiting, and we're going to convince him to apply to become a member of the Rotary Club.
Welcome. John Watts?
President Mark, I'm delighted to have with me from Williamsburg, Virginia now, Mr. Paul Potter.
Welcome. Charles?
Thank you. I'm pleased to have as my guest again the head basketball coach at Lenore Ryan, Ryan Odom.
Do we have any other guests of Rotarians in the room? No other guests? Anybody have any announcements they would like to make? Any announcements? Nobody wants to pay it early. Somebody make the announcement. One.
Okay, in conjunction with Ryan being here with us, I wanted to mention to everybody that a week from tonight, you know, a lot of these basketball programs start their year with Midnight Madness. Well, Lenore Ryan's going to have it this year. It's next Thursday night at 9:30. I told Ryan that was my bedtime, but I'm trying to make it for a while. And I can't stand up and talk like you. It's the moon back here harassing me. But obviously we're rejuvenating the program at Lenore Ryan, so that's one big step in the right direction. Thank you.
Thanks, Charles. Thank you, Doug.
I have two quick announcements. One is to let you know and give thanks again. I didn't include this in the prayer because it would have been too long, but we had the purple and pinky sign up at sign up, and you really can stay awake till midnight. And so the purple pinky sign up at Southwest Elementary we had this week. We have one more day of it. And I want to thank Wallace Johnson, Susan Huffman, John Ross, and Ernie Mache for participating along with me in that effort. Mark and I also were there on Monday at Southwest and Conrad. Yes, we wouldn't leave Conrad out of that exactly because he was the exciting thing. For the induction of the student council members, the new student council members at this school that we sponsor and for the work. So Jenny is doing great work there, and Rotary was well represented, so we had a good time. Also, I think Mitzi threw in $1 for us, right? For Habitat. So there's she's probably spread these around or has them. You spread them around? Okay. Let's see on your table. See an old classic in a new way. Habitat's having a fundraiser. This is our 30th year celebration year, and a lot of things, but we're having It's a Wonderful Life with Habitat. See an old classic in a new way. Friday, December the 11th at Moretz Mills. The tickets in advance are $30 and $45 at the door. It's a fundraiser for Habitat, which we all know a lot about. I know that we do there are a lot of great things going on with Habitat right now, so I wanted to share that with you. So if you need a ticket, see Mitzi or me, and we can help you out with that. Thank you. I want your money first. Oh, you never.
Thank you. Do we have any other announcements? Susan?
Steal your thunder. I just want to remind everybody, those blue buckets that are on your tables, Alzheimer's research, please don't forget. Alzheimer's research is still coming along very, very slowly. And every penny that you can contribute really helps us quite a bit. So don't forget.
Thank you very much. Does anybody else have any announcements? I think we have some student guests with us today. Ryan McCrary, you're going to introduce them for us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us today. I'm Ryan McCrary. I'm the new principal at Hickory High School. And I have had the opportunity, a wonderful opportunity over the last few years to be able to come to Rotary Club luncheons for different recognitions. And I really appreciate the fact that this club supports public education so much. It means a lot to me personally. I think that our public schools provide such an opportunity for our young people to be able to better their lives, and I really appreciate the support that you all provide. I do want to just say a couple things before I introduce our wonderful students. One of the things that's really important to me as a principal is that Hickory High School has a strong partnership with our community. I attended the furniture market yesterday in High Point for the first time and had an opportunity to go around to different businesses. And I'm looking to try to reposition our high schools so that we have some of our students that when they graduate from Hickory High School, they have the skill set and the credentials to be able to go right into local jobs that we have here in our community. And so I'm really on a mission with this. So I'm saying that in your mind, if you have ideas around how Hickory High School could partner with local businesses, I'm also hopefully developing a really strong relationship with CVCC and their Furniture Academy and some of the things that they offer there. But we have some very talented students at Hickory High School. And I think I have a whole segment of students that if they knew that they could graduate and get their high school diploma from me and walk across the stage and go right into a job here in our community, that would give them hope. And that they would see some meaning behind the high school diploma. And we have another group of students who are going to be our future scientists or future engineers, and we offer some wonderful programs for those students as well. So Hickory High School is truly a comprehensive public high school, and I think that we have an opportunity. I've started this mantra that we're going to be the best high school in the state of North Carolina, and I really believe that that can happen. But I think it takes a strong partnership between the high school and our community. So if you'd like me to come speak at a church, I'll be glad to do that. I did that this past Sunday at a local church and would be glad to do that as well. But I really want Hickory High School to become Hickory's community high school in a sense. And I am so excited today. I've got 4 of my awesome students with me. And I'm trying to promote their leadership skills as well, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I've asked them to tell who they are, some of the clubs and activities that they're involved in, and also just a little bit about why they think Hickory High School is awesome. So at this time, I'm going to pass the mic on to them.
Hello, my name is Alexis Flack, and I'm a senior at Hickory High, and I partake in probably as many clubs as I possibly can. I'm in student council, juniorettes, beta club, I'm in interact club, everything possible. We have so many different clubs and opportunities that you can be in. I also partake in the IB program. I take multiple IB classes. And it's a really great experience, and I'm lucky that I have the IB program and a bunch of clubs that I can partake in at my high school.
Hi everybody, I'm Sophie Rice, and I'm a sophomore at Hickory High. I am in a lot of clubs, 2 of which are juniorettes and beta. I am on a tennis team, the women's tennis team, and I really love that. I love drawing and everything to do with art, and I love music. I play the piano, cello, and ukulele. And I love Hickory High because both of my parents worked there, and they actually met there. And so it's always kind of been like a second home to me.
Hi, my name is Darian Abernathy. I'm a junior at Hickory High School. I'm in a lot of clubs too. I'm vice president of the junior class. I'm on the Beta Executive Board. I'm also in DECA Marketing Club. Whew, that's just a lot. I cheer, I'm in chorus, and I play basketball. And Hickory High is getting a lacrosse team this year, so we'll see how that goes. I love Hickory High, especially now that Mr. McCreary's here. He really like listens to us. He listens to our opinions on things, and I feel like it's a place where we're actually heard and a great like foundation for the future.
Good afternoon, I'm Max Hirsch. I'm a freshman at Hickory High, so I haven't been exposed to as many things as the upperclassmen here, but I am a very avid piano player, and I'm also a runner for the Hickory High cross-country team. And I partake in Mu Alpha Theta, which is a math tutoring club at our school, and I really enjoy helping my peers succeed in their math classes. I'm also part of Quiz Bowl, which is run by a math teacher as well, and that's fun. It's basically Jeopardy with my fellow friends and just everyone, and it's fun. So we should be having contests soon for that, and we may need help with some fundraising, so we'll see if you hear anything about that in the community. And Hickory High is great because the teachers are friendly and they're very willing to help you if you want to move farther and do better things with your education. So, yeah.
Yes, I also have Helen Devlin with me today, and many of you already know her. She coordinates our STAY program at the school and helps many of our students be able to get jobs in the community and stay on track to graduate. And she does a wonderful job. She let it be known that she's part of Kiwanis, but we let her come with us today. But thanks for all you do for us as well. But as you can see, we've got awesome students at Hickory High School. Our doors are always open. If you would like to come by and visit, I'd love to give you a tour of our school and maybe talk about ways that we could partner together going forward. So thank you again for having us. I want to also just highlight real quickly, we have won a ton of championships this fall. Cross-country team, women's won their conference championship last night. Volleyball has won the conference championship. Soccer, they beat Patton last night, so we're right on track to win that one as well. Golf, women's golf actually is going on Monday and Tuesday of next week to compete in the state championship. We've got a really good young lady named Anna McDonald that could possibly win the whole thing, I think. So we have a lot of positive things happening at the high school, and I just really appreciate the support of the community and in particular the Rotary Club. So thank you for having us.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Sounds like you guys are off to a great start this school year. We did give each student a gift from our club, a book of quotes about all sorts of different heroes, inspiring quotes. So we appreciate you joining us. Thomas, you want to head on up this way? While he's making his way, just remind you of a few things. Tomorrow is World Polio Day, and Bruce sent out something if you're interested in checking that out. There's some things can go.
Actually, I did.
You didn't send it out?
No.
Bruce will send it out? Maybe.
Check my email. The links in there are all bad.
Uh-oh. Well, tomorrow's World Polio Day anyways, regardless of whether you get the email or not. So you can go on, I'm sure they have all sorts of stuff on the Rotary International site they can lead you. So, Thomas, head this way.
Great, thanks very much. Well, in addition to the teenagers who have just been introduced, there are two other teenagers in our midst. Teenagers who have just celebrated a birthday. Guy Garino celebrated a birthday yesterday. And Bruce Barger celebrated a birthday tonight.
I think it's Monday.
Monday, okay. So belated happy birthday to you two teenagers.
Thank you.
And high school students, we're grateful for your presence. We noticed all of you referred to clubs that you are participating in. We want to encourage you to consider joining Interact Club, which is the high school equivalent of this group, the Hickory Rotary Club. But keep Interact in mind and Rotaract as you continue your education in college. So we're grateful for your presence. We have some concerns in our club. Dallas Aby's wife, Judy, underwent surgery this week. She's doing well. Steve Mull's father suffered a stroke. He is at Trinity Village. Neil McGahee continues to work hard like any LR bear. I'm not sure if he is growling yet. Does anyone know if he is roaring or growling in frustration, wanting to get back to this club? Any other word on Neil? And then we have a couple homebound individuals, Neil Underdown, who is spending significant time with his wife, and George Blackwelder. So let's remember these individuals from week to week. Okay. Well, in August, Steve Mull invited me to, and Susan Vincent. We understand that you were recently married. Congratulations. In August, Steve Mull asked if I would coordinate the new member mentors, and I gladly agreed because I realize how important it is to welcome new members. As a local parish pastor for 35 years, I learned early on the necessity of greeting new members in ways that enable them to develop friendships, to become part of the fellowship of the congregation, to find avenues of service that were truly meaningful and that gave them an opportunity to know they were making a difference in the lives of people within and beyond the church, and to get a sense of belonging to something important. And so congregations in the past, and most recently the congregation of St. Luke's, we took seriously the importance of welcoming new members and integrating them into the body. Well, we have the same responsibility here at the Hickory Rotary Club. In fact, one of the reasons that I've heard civic clubs are beginning to diminish in importance is because people don't feel connected. They don't feel welcome. They don't feel as if they have an opportunity to contribute to something in a significant way. So it is incumbent upon all of us, members and friends of the Hickory Rotary Club, to welcome new members, to welcome them again and again and again and again and again by introducing ourselves to them, by inviting them to sit at our table. Tables are not closed shops, you know, and sometimes our tables become as sacrosanct as pews in the church. So be sure to make sure your table is open to guests and new members. So we have a new, it's not a new program necessarily, but it is a program, new member mentors. And already we have 7 new member mentors. They are Rosemary Bass-Young, Leslie Middleton, Charles Snipes is one of the mentors. Let me look at my list. David Moore, Susan Huffman, Jennifer Clark, Susan Smith Walker are new member mentors. And these persons are specifically charged with the task of helping our new members meet you and to begin fulfilling some of their service opportunities, like greeting, like selling lunch tickets, like working with people as they purchase raffle tickets, and helping them find a service that fits their particular personality and their particular needs. So I wanted to share that with you to let you know that we have these 7 new member mentors, but based on what we've heard this morning, we have 2 prospective members, actually 3 prospective members, including Greg Sudrup. And we're going to need additional new member mentors. So if you would like to serve in that capacity, please let me know, and I will provide you with the information that is necessary. Well, interestingly, for several weeks since I knew I was going to be the Rotary Moment presenter, I was planning on telling you about the new new member mentor program. And it just so happens that, thanks Mark, just so happens that this week in your Rotarian magazine, there's an article about welcoming new members. So take a look at this and see how important this is. Now that's no joke, which is what I want to offer you right now. No joke.
Thank you, Thomas. Philip Reed has our program today.
Thank you. If you drive or ride a bike on the roads, walk on a sidewalk, or visit a City of Hickory park, you are using the services of the city's engineering group. I have with me today Miles Champion, senior civil engineer with the City of Hickory, who's going to talk to us about several things, probably including the bond issue, maybe some projects they have underway. And I asked him while we were eating, I said, tell me a hobby or something nobody knows about you that I can tell this group about. I was expecting it to be something about driving on the roads or whatever. Turns out his daughter has restored 2 vintage Hidaka motorcycles, dirt bikes, and he and she ride together on weekends. And that's off-road, so it's not on the city's streets or anything that he helps engineer. But I thought that was a pretty interesting hobby, and I think he's going to be an interesting speaker. Be sure and ask some good questions. So please help me welcome today Miles Champion from the City of Hickory.
Thank you, Philip, for inviting me today. Can you all hear me back there? Okay. Again, my name is Miles Champion, engineer for the City of Hickory for the last 19 years. I don't know where the time went. Started my career here 29 years ago in engineering as a consultant. And it's been a pleasure to come here and see a lot of familiar faces, and especially Hickory High. My daughter graduated in 10, played sports, was in the marching band. And that sort of, y'all gave me an opening for my talk today. I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm going to touch base on a few important things, but as a lot of you know and realize that the city, the citizens of the city and the folks that have businesses here have been concerned about how to keep the young folks in Hickory. And when my daughter was in high school, I really didn't think that much about it. She was involved, and one day the city manager asked me, he said, ask your daughter what's going to keep her in the City of Hickory. And I said, sure. So one day we were riding along, and I asked her, I said, Chelsea, what's bringing you back to the City of Hickory when you graduate from college? And she said, I'm not coming back to Hickory. And I was like, I didn't know what to say. She said, really, there's nothing here for me to do. I want things to do. I want something to do in my off time, and there's nothing here in Hickory. And I was like, here I am, an employee at Hickory, and didn't realize my daughter was really trying to tell us something. So what I'm going to touch base on today is some of the things that we're doing as a city in open spaces to try to give you all the amenities you need to go along with your jobs, your school, your families, and that kind of thing. And that's important for all of us citizens here to have something fun to do and not work all the time. So I'm going to try to leave a little bit of time for questions, but I just want to touch base on a few things. And there's a poster up here that most of you can't see the details of, but it's here for you to look at afterwards, and I'll talk a little bit about it. But probably the largest project in the forefront of everybody's mind is our bond project, which is a $40 million bond that was passed last November. It gives us an opportunity as a city to produce some of these open spaces and amenities that we have that you can't on a general fund. And do we have anybody here that's on the bond commission? A couple folks. Good. Well, if I get anything wrong, just tell me afterwards, and I'll. I am not tied real close to the bond project. I try to give some staff inputs on some of the working mechanisms of it when asked. But the $40 million bonds would include, it's broken up into 4 major projects. It's City Walk, River Walk, Streetscapes and Gateways, and the Park 1764 project. So we've got a mix of parks and economic development projects that we want to try to produce in the city over about the next 7 years or so. So this is not an instantaneous kind of thing, but I think over the next year, since these folks have hard work at coming up with the specific projects that we're going to do, I think the next year you're going to start seeing some things happening in Hickory that's related to the bond project. I think there's a lot of excitement about City Walk, which is a pedestrian connection between basically LR and downtown. Give folks a way, at lunchtime to do something other than go out the back door and sit on a chair somewhere. And our river walk is very exciting. That's basically connecting Fran Stadium with the Rotary Geithner Park. There's another tie into that in that the Rotary Geithner Park is getting ready to be facelifted with the Lackey donation. The city's working through the agreements now for the Lackeys to work in partnership with the city to redevelop that Rotary Geithner Park, as well as some other facilities on it. I won't go into a lot of the details there, but that's very exciting. I think it'll make a huge difference in the access to our river amenities that we really don't have here in Hickory yet. The streetscapes, gateways, is something that is your sort of your initial your initial view of the city. If you're a visitor and you're coming through I-40 or you're coming through downtown, then that's an upgrade to some of our gateways that gives you that curb appeal. That, hey, I want to check this out. I want to go downtown and see what they have available, and it draws the people in from that are not necessarily residents. So all this is part of the bond project. Also, I need to mention the Park 1764 project. $15 million is dedicated to economic development, and the park is slated for a high-end, high-tech type business park that's hopefully going to spur some additional businesses to locate here in Hickory. Aside from the bond project, not all of this is city. This is not. It's all a partnership between the community and the businesses, as well as the city. And we've got some private industries, commercial businesses that are locating here in Hickory and building their businesses up that relate to our city walk and our river walk and other amenities. For instance, the Moritz Mills or Holler Hosiery buildings that were renovated, all those sort of fit into that look and feeling that we want to try to give the Hickory as a whole. They're not just putting people in a shell building and running their business. They're concerned about how things look. They're concerned about their employees and what they have for them to do either during or after work hours. So that's the private partnership in all this. Some of the things I'm responsible for on a daily basis is a lot about behind the scenes. We've just finished the phase 1 of Hickory Optimus Park renovations, which was a 1,700-foot paved walking trail and an outdoor gymnasium. I am in the process of bidding out the second phase of that, which is taking the existing brick building that was built back in around 1960 and renovating that for meeting space, for community meetings, for birthday parties, dressing it up, making it look like some of the a little nicer. It's just a brick box at the moment. So that's a small park in a community, but it's something that community is needed. Optimus Park has been around a long time, and it's needed an upfit for a long time. Also, the next project I'm involved in that we're going to try to get off the ground in the spring is upgrading Hickory City Park, which also ties into Riverwalk, because some of this will be used for parking for Riverwalk, but Hickory City Park is our tennis complex and some passive areas, and we'll be expanding the parking lot to about 100 spaces. We'll be tearing down the old bathrooms and building new bathrooms and meeting spaces closer to the tennis courts for those folks. There's a lot of interest in tennis in this community, so that's something that we've tried to upgrade over the last couple of years. We've already rebuilt the courts. We just need some space for people to park and do some other things in that park. So that's another one. Also, some of the smaller parks, we try not to leave those out as public spaces. Cliff Teak Park is going to get the paved trails resurfaced and some handicap accessible upgrades to that. And that's one of the things too that's been a push for the last 10 years is anytime we try to work on some of our existing open spaces is we try to improve that for disabilities. So we may not encompass the entire property for accessibility, but we're really trying to put an effort into making it accessible for all citizens, whatever the need is there. So those are just sort of an overview of all the many different kinds of open space, public space things that we're involved in. Some you can see move a little quicker than others. A lot of these things take a lot of planning ahead of time to get them right. There's a tremendous amount of planning going into our city walk, river walk things. That's something that's it's a lot of project. So planning ahead will make the project very successful. And if you're interested in keeping up with some of these, especially the bond project, you can go on our city website. It's hickorync.gov, and we made it easy. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a logo for the bonds. You can click on that and it gives you another web page, and it has a lot of great information there. It's updated. It has slideshows. It gives you some of the concept plans for what we're getting ready to do that I have no time today, additional time to go through all those in detail, but you can sit down at your leisure and go through those. Our website also has a list of all of our parks and locations. I know that there's a lot of people I talk to that may have been in Hickory for 10 years and don't realize some of these parks are in open spaces. They don't have to be parks, but open spaces are available to them. So utilize our website, and if that fails, call someone at City Hall, and maybe we can answer your questions for you. So that's about all I have today. I appreciate the invitation. And does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
When are we going to see work starting on Geithner Rotary Park?
That is currently in the planning stages. The Lackey family has hired an architect to work and have started plans on that. Currently with the city, we're working on the agreement with them for that facility, but I would say, I think that I've heard that we may possibly see something in 2016 start. There's a they call it a lake house for meetings and multi-purpose building. There's large parking lot. There's a couple other little buildings. They are addressing the boat dock and landing and that kind of thing too. So sometime, I think in 2016, you'll start seeing something happen. I think they're very close on the agreement now. Yes, sir.
One of the parks that this club initiated was Glen Hilton Park under the leadership of Charlie Young. Is that park due for any refurbishing or upgrades or anything as part of these programs?
Yes, actually, I'm glad you reminded me of that, because we're getting ready to start next week on additional parking for that park, because in the summertime, it's overloaded on the weekends. So we've got about a 50-space parking lot that is being constructed just across the street on a vacant lot. We are planning on resurfacing the trails this year with our paving budget. Of course, we upgraded the restrooms about 3 or 4 years ago. That's so far what we're planning on upgrading that one too. Yes, sir.
You've got the picture up on the front there of the trails, but have you got any vision or pictures that can show us what we can expect to see in the next year or two?
I think the website will give you a little better details on that. Their slideshow is really well. The majority of it for the river walk, I think that's really important is the connection between, this first phase is connection between the area around the water plant and 321 along the shoreline down to Rotary Geithner Park. And currently they have 3 versions that they're trying to decide which version to utilize. And the differences between the 3 versions is how close to the riverbank they want to build the river walk, whether it's all of it being very close to the river, or come back 50, 100 foot away from it and do some viewpoints, where you go out to a deck or something that's overhanging the river. There'll be access from the water plant side as well as Rotary Geithner, and also from Hickory City Park. I really think that's probably one of the first projects that you'll actually see on the ground. And it's going to take some time, and there's permitting involved in that, but I think that'll be the first one. Now that existing building there gets torn down. It's way beyond its usefulness, and that gets torn down, and the lake house will be built somewhere close by that location.
Do you have a time estimate when any of this is going to be done?
No, I don't. I do not have an estimate of when it's going to be done, because it is a private-public partnership, and it sort of depends on both the city and the Lackey family. But the architects, from what I understand, are fairly far along on the project. Close. All right. Thank you very much.
Miles, thank you very much. He'll be around afterwards if anybody has any other questions. He also has some pamphlets up here on the corner, and also on the corner of the table over there. So take one of those as you leave. Miles, here is a book of inspirational quotes about giving thanks. Thank you for speaking to us today. I think everybody in this club is very interested on how all this stuff turns out. I do have a few things that I did not mention, just as a reminder. Foundation dinner, if anybody is interested, is November 7th. Also, Rotary Institute Leadership Conference is in Hickory on November 14th. So hopefully we'll have some folks attend that. And then also, just keep in mind, we still have some space. We have a lot of people have signed up for the Transportation Insight Tour on November 10th. And that sign-up sheet is over there. And I think that is all we have. Kyler, what do we got? Also, if the student guests can join us in the corner over there afterwards, we can get a few photos. Appreciate that. And we appreciate visiting Rotarians and guests of Rotarians joining us today.
Very disappointed in the club's response to our special. Not a single person took the 75 tickets for $50. but we did collect $70. Total is $530, 43 cards.
And the number is, last three are 853. Dan Kirby. First one here gets to pick the numbers he wants. We got a winner. 5 of spades, free lunch. If everybody could stand and join me in the 4-way test. Oh, also, before I forget, next week, joint meeting with the Tuesday Club during our time on Thursday. So let's have a strong showing. And you're going to see the future of Rotary. Bob Conklin will be leading the meeting next week. So you'll see what next year is going to look like. Of the things we think, say, and do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all